A first-generation student is the first student in their family to attend a college or university. Typically, these students are faced with more obstacles, and through this film, we would like to challenge the mission-based student body to consider a perspective outside of their own. These students are not always given the familial support some consider necessary for success, but even in the face of adversity, first-generation students, such as the one interviewed for this documentary, are determined enough to continue in their education despite the obstacles.
So, tell us a little bit about your family.
My mom and my dad both immigrated to the United States when they were very young because they both came from very poor families. They were both from two different ranches in San Luis Potosi, Mexico. And my mom came here when she was 16 and my dad when he was a bit older but still very young.
Well, my family were originally from Egypt. Both of my parents were born there. But I personally was born in Namibia, which is like southern Africa.
I have like an extended family here and as long as Mexico because that's where my parents are from. They came here when they were teenagers.
They did not get their education. Something my parents always wish they could have had was their education. So to this day, my parents, especially my mom, she wants to go back to school because she feels like that part of her is missing.
So what are you interested in studying?
I am interested in studying biology because on the long run I want to do my research and I also want to become a professor of biology. I'm really passionate about that. And one of the reasons why I want to go to college is to really explore and make connections with scientists and just make an impact on the world, and I'm very excited for that.
I want to be an interior designer. So my mom was like, she talks to me about it. She wants me to like pursue something else, which is okay. I see like where her point of view is. They want me to have like those jobs that have like very high salary, like being a doctor or being a lawyer. I feel like it's kind of hard for me because like I know that's like what she wants from me. Because like her not going to college, so like I feel like I have that pressure of like meeting like certain expectations.
Being a first generation student probably adds a whole nother dimension of complexity to the application process. So could you tell us a little bit about how being a first generation student has impacted your college application process and some of the obstacles you've faced?
Where I did not know anything about applying to colleges or anything about college at all going into it, and I went into it like my senior year, so I felt like really behind already.
I think people who are not first generation, I think it's just like way easier for them, just in a way that like when I did like college apps or like I had questions about like certain things that like maybe my parents could have answered, I really didn't have like that like support. Like they didn't know what steps I needed to take to like further my education like to college, and so like I've had to like actively seek that support. Like I couldn't just go to my parents.
I think specifically people that are first generation students or people that come from ethnic backgrounds, I think they specifically struggle the most because you kind of are just automatically kind of a level lower or considered a level lower than people that are like from privileged households. Like in getting accepted, you're kind of like automatically put into a group, and so I think that like that makes it like really hard, and that's something that like people that come from like white backgrounds will never be able to experience.
Since I was like middle school, like high school, like since I started, my parents like definitely put in like the idea that I need to go to college. There's like no option not to. They just put it in my mind like constantly, like I have to go to college, I have to know what I want, and I have to just like go to school and just like keep going like at all times. So they're really supportive about going to college, and like they really like want me to go. They like definitely something not like I don't have a problem with.
Do you ever feel like that racial divide? Do you ever feel like having most of your classmates not being first generation, not being educated on other people's cultures, do you ever feel like that gets in the way of your own personal education?
Yeah, but I feel like with time, I've come to realize that I do have the same potential as other students.
I think that like people that come from like privileged households are kind of put on the Ivy track, but people that don't, they kind of are forced to like just stay on like the lower level track and stuff. So I think that when it comes to IB specifically, I don't think that there are enough like minorities in IB. Like I think the majority of the minorities in the school aren't like challenged enough. Like they don't feel like they can join IB. So I think that like IB has become mostly like predominantly white, I think.
Coming into high school, I really didn't know much about college. I didn't know anything about SATs. For me, community college was just kind of the go because I really didn't know much about college. But as I got older, I became really passionate about my education and I explored more. I did a lot more research, and it's taken so much time to figure out how this process worked, but I do have a lot of help. I have college counselors, I have Reality Changers, which is this program which helps unrepresented students who come from low-income backgrounds or are first gens, and they've been a huge help. So yes, a lot of it has been just me figuring it out, but also thanks to so many other opportunities that I've had of help, I've come a long way, and now I actually want to go beyond community college and pursue a 4-year or go to a 4-year university.